What is up, chat? Today we'll be doing Oregon 126, so let's get started. Before we begin this elite journey on Oregon 126, I just want to let you know you have 2 free requests for a video. So yeah. Oregon 126 is about 205 miles long, and it runs from US 101 in Florence to US 26 in Prineville. Starting off with US 101 here in Pineville, Oregon, we get signed for Mapleton and Eugene, which I think is really good. And here's our first reassurance shield as we leave this town of Pineville. Next we get this mileage time for Mapleton, Eugene, Springfield. That's decent, not gonna lie. Pretty good. Here we pass over this very beautiful spot. And this is the reason I want to do this video, because this route's so beautiful, dude. Just wait until we get further down it. It's so nice. This is one of the best spots by far, though. Here we meet the beautiful intersection of Oregon 36. And here we get signed for Veneta and Eugene. Oregon 36 is having an actual control city from what I've seen, so it kind of goes through nowhere though, to be fair, so I guess that makes sense. Here we pass by this tunnel as we pass by Mapleton and head toward Veneta, and interestingly enough, Bytes actually uses tunnels, so that's pretty cool, I guess. It's kind of like a shared tunnel, basically. Here we meet a road that'll take you to Oregon 36, and at it we get signed for Nody and Eugene. Where'd Veneta go, bro? Veneta should be there, and we're basically in Nody, so that's just not that good, to be honest, of signage. But whatever. Here we meet the Territorial Highway, which is signed for Elmira and Veneta. We're really in Veneta, so it's just signing itself for downtown, essentially. Here we meet Oregon 569 as we enter Eugene, and it'll take you to I-5 and Oregon 99 Beltline, which is called the Beltline, sorry, I think. And Santa Clara, side note, that Kentucky Santa Clara game was insane. That Miracle 320 was good. And Springfield. Here we have a concurrency with Oregon 99, and we get signed for downtown Eugene here, while the other direction of Oregon 99 northbound is signed for Junction City. Here we'll be leaving Oregon 99 here, and we will be joining I-105 at its beginning here, while business route goes straight, and we will be signed for the Delta Highway in Springfield. And here we can see a 2 I-5 sign and a control city for Springfield. As we pass over this river here, which is a very nice spot, we meet Delta Highway, which will take you to the Beltline Highway. And then we meet I-5, which is signed for Roseburg and Portland. We will continue on to Springfield without a shield this side, unfortunately. And we get this weird exit sign here, which is a diamond shape. And also I-105 ends, so yeah. Here we meet Oregon 528 in Springfield, and it's signed for the city center. As we make a left turn here, we meet our business route again, and it is signed for the city center. And we are signed for Bend in the McKenzie River. Why is a river a control city? Just, anyways. I mean, the scenery is tough though, I'll be honest here. At a random side road here, we get signed for Leeburg. What happened to Bend? Anyways, we're gonna, like, not acknowledge that city. We're just gonna pretend Bend's there, okay? And here we make a right turn to National Forest Route 19 because I want to show you guys something because it's really cool. As we make a slight right turn here, we get signed for the Cougar Reservoir and Highway 58. And here's the part I want to show you. We meet National Forest 1993 here, and it is signed for Echo while we are signed for Slight Creek and Highway 58. And we will go back around to Oregon 126 now. I hope you enjoyed that little show, Hayes, because this video is all about scenery, if you didn't know yet. So we leave the National Forest here, and we cross over the McKenzie River, and then we end back up at Oregon 126, and we are signed for the McKenzie Bridge and Sisters. Why is it signed for a bridge this time, and Sisters should not be there right now? It should be Bend. Here we meet Oregon 242, and it is signed as the McKenzie Pass Scenic Route, and we are a truck route. Here we join US 20 and get signed for Sisters in Bend, while westbound is signed for Sweet Home in Lebanon. Here we meet Oregon 22, which is signed for Detroit and Salem. Here we pass by a very beautiful viewpoint as we head down Oregon 126 and US 20 toward Bend. Here in Sisters, we split from US 20, which continues on to Bend and Burns, and we get signed for Red Bend and Prineville. Here we have a one blocking currency of US 97, so let's go to the split here. It is signed from Madras and Dallas, while we are signed for Prineville and John Day. And now we end at US 26 here in Prineville, so let's turn around and do the other direction. As we begin up at US 26, we get signed for Redmond and Bend, while US 26 is signed for Madras and Portland, which is really good for US 26, and also we have hit signers as well. Here as we meet US 97 in Redmond, we get signed for Sisters in Salem, while it gets signed for Bend and Kiameth Falls. I like for us though, it should be Sisters in Eugene instead of Salem, because Salem's just favoring an interstate route, you feel? Here we join US 20 and Sisters, and it has a brown arrow, which is a little weird. I guess it's for the tour route sign though. Here, before we meet Oregon 242, we get some great signage here, Albany, Eugene, and Salem. Meanwhile, Oregon 242 signed for the McKenzie Pass scenic route. Here we meet Oregon 22, and it is signed for Detroit and Salem, while we are signed for Albany and Eugene. Here we split from US 20 as he gets signed for Sweet Home in Albany, and we get signed for Springfield and Eugene. Here we get West Cascades, Oregon Scenic Byway sign, so that's cool. But on this mileage sign here, it says otherwise. It says Clear Lake in Eugene. Interesting. I don't think Clear Lake should be on there though. Here we pass by Springfield and our business route, and we get signed for I-5 in Eugene. Honestly, they should mention I-105 here, since this is basically our adoptive highway. Here we meet Oregon 528, which is signed for the city center in Springfield. Here I-105 again, so we'll be concurrent with it as we meet I-5 here, which is signed for Roseburg and Portland. And we get a tiny little I-105 reassurance shield, so I like that. Here we meet Oregon 99, our business route again, as I-105 ends, and we will join our business route. Follow our business route real quick, sorry. Here we make a slight right turn as we meet Coburg Road, which is signed for Springfield, I-105, and I-5, and we are signed for Franklin Boulevard and University of Oregon. Here we split from Oregon 99 as we meet I-5, and he gets signed for Roseburg, while we are signed for Springfield. Here we pass over the Willamette River, which is named after the National Forest, I think, and we pass by this beautiful bridge, which is the other direction of this route. And here we meet where Oregon 528 would be, as Pioneer Parkway, and it takes you to I-5. Then we end back up in the mainline route, which is signed for the river, Bend, and Eugene. And we'll just do this direction of the road because it's pretty short. And yeah, let's go back to where we were on the main line. Here we split from Oregon 99 to get signed for Veneta and Florence. Here we meet Oregon 569, which will take you to I-5, Oregon 99, the Beltline Highway, Santa Clara, and Springfield. Here we pass right by the water here, which I thought was a cool little sight to see. Here we meet Oregon 36 as we skip ahead a little bit, and we will be heading toward Florence. And we end here in Florence at US 101, which is signed for Reedsport, Coos Bay, Yachts, and Newport. Alright, I hope y'all enjoyed that beautiful route. Honestly, I just want to tell you about the history real quick. This used to be US 126. I think it should have stayed that way, honestly. And it also used to be US 28 back in the original system, I think. And that would have been cool to see in real life as well, but alas. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hope you have a good one, and see ya.